You're locked into the Grizzly Digital Network. It's time for Grizzlies Live. Now, let's go live to the voice of the Grizzlies, Matt Mahoney.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to Grizzlies Live here at Newk Eatery. As we got a great show planned for you here today. Thanks to the fine folks at Newk that allow us to be here each and every Wednesday. And big thanks to Steve DeCou for coming on the show. Coach, how we doing?
Checks in the mail.
They like it.
They like it.
How we doing?
We're doing good.
I gotta imagine, help me out here, that Coach behind the scenes is pulling some strings this past Saturday to get a big win versus Tennessee Wesleyan. What's that feel like to have a game plan, you get executed, and you get a result like the Grizzlies did with a 2-0 win?
I felt like Colonel Hannibal Smith of the A-team with the big cigar going, I love it when a plan comes together. No, you feel great. I mean, it's what you work for, and that the guys showed that they're able to not only adapt, but play so well against a very good opponent. You feel good about yourself. You feel not so much yourself, about your team, and that these guys are ready for what's still coming. Because we're only at the halfway point. It kind of puts a little bit of that 3-game losing streak to bed. You realize we can do this. They can follow the instructions. We had a great week. We've had another great week of training. Looking forward to the challenge that this Saturday holds. So you're just proud of the kids, and that, you know what, they played their hearts out. It was a great performance.
And you mentioned the halfway point, more on that in a moment, but so far this front half, somewhat of a roller coaster. You mentioned the 3-game streak there, turning the corner, trending in the right direction, as you mentioned. How so? How are the Grizzlies now moving in the right direction? What's been different?
It's just, I feel like as a coaching staff, it's on us. We've put them in a position, and by position I mean a shape, to be successful. Maybe we were a little too cavalier going into, say, like the Hastings game. Maybe we should have played a little more defensive. But we've also had time to teach. The guys have adapted. They've understood their roles. We've gotten a bit healthy. I mean, health has not been a major concern this year, but guys are starting to figure things out. And sometimes it just takes longer than others. And it really doesn't matter what you do in September. I mean, championships are won in November. And so that's what we're gearing towards. And I feel like we're trending in the right direction.
And for the Grizzlies, somebody that's trending in the right direction is Zella's husband. He's now in his junior season. What's it like to see the transformation for him coming from his freshman year all the way now to his junior year, and then get some personal recognition for him with our Grizzly today and then the AAI Player of the Week?
That's probably the biggest thing as a coach. I mean, the wins and losses are things that you remember. I was talking with Steele about it. Sometimes I've got to learn to enjoy the wins more, because you just expect it. All right, we won, great. You die with the losses because you're like, oh, we take it personally, our plan didn't work. But at the end of the day, using Ellis as the example, you've seen him come in and grow and develop in 3 years, and how he's really matured his game. The next step is, as a coach, thanks to like Facebook and social media, then you get to see how these guys develop in their personal lives, the jobs, the marriages, the children. And so that's the satisfaction, is when you see the growth and development, and they come in as these snotty little 18-year-old punks, and they leave us as 22-year-old men, and then you get to see them develop even further. That's the rewarding part. Yeah, I love championships, but you know what? It's to see that you've made an impact in somebody's life and how they've improved. And for Ellis example, that's what you're telling the guys. Sometimes you just gotta take your lumps, sit on the bench, learn and improve, and when your day comes and the opportunity's there, you take it. You take it with both hands and you never give it up again. And so that's the example to the players. You're not always going to step in and be the man from day one. Yeah. And to see what he's been able to overcome and how he's been able to improve, that's satisfaction in your job.
Yeah, pretty cool stuff, and I know he enjoyed it. I'm still not sure he hasn't stopped smiling since Saturday.
He's always smiling. That's the best thing about us. He's got one of the best demeanors and personalities around.
Well, Coach, you mentioned the mid-season turning point in the year, and one of the things we like to do here on Grizzlies Live is a mid-season report card, midterm grades, if you will, from Coach to the team, okay, and sharing with our Grizzly fans.
Let's go through the list, and here's what I'm going to give you. It's all incomplete. I'm not giving them grades yet because, all right, midterms are coming out.
I like it.
And I tell my players, so tell me when you're going to get that DNF. And a lot of them are, Coach, in Dr. B's class, I'm going to get a D, but I've only had one thing to turn in yet, and I haven't done that well. In the academic world, from now midterms until finals, that's when the majority of your points are to be won and lost.
Yeah.
Or 5-3-2, that's great. But the majority of the points are to be won and lost between now and November 12th.
Okay.
So everything's incomplete. The only one I'm going to give a little bit of props to is our health and our strength, based on Joe and James.
Yeah.
They've kept the boys healthy. I feel we're stronger than we've ever been because we've had a more a consistent weight room presence, but you're talking about the attack, the defense, transition, things of that nature. I mean, we could let 2 games spoil everything. We've given up 8 goals in 2 games out of our 11. Everything else, we're getting better. We're improving. We're not the same team we were on August 5th when we arrived. We're not going to be the same team that we will be November 12th when we're hoisting a championship trophy. So right now, it's all incomplete.
I like it. I like the angle. Well done there, Coach. Give me a little bit here. What can you hang your hat on going into Saturday's match versus AUM? What's the strength of this team today? Maybe not a grade, but you're gonna say, hey, I know we're gonna do this very well. What area of the game?
We're gonna be a team. We're gonna fight for each other. Those kids are. I mean, the boys have really come together, and our attack has improved. Our defending has really improved since we got back from Nebraska. I mean, what we did to Tennessee Wesleyan when you only allow 2 shots, that shows that we're improving. But I think it's the fight, it's the spirit, it's the enthusiasm of the group. They enjoy each other's company, which a lot of it doesn't happen with every team, but they're fighting for each other for the shirt. So looking forward to going to Montgomery and trying to exact some revenge from that 4-4 last year.
If I wasn't excited and on board with Grizzly men's soccer already, I love the response, Coach. Fantastic. I wish I had some more eligibility and an extra shirt. I'd jump right on the bus. I like going to Montgomery. We've had some success there. We expect more of that on Saturday at AUM?
We expect success everywhere we go. I think that, I was talking with, shout out to Kevin May. His Albany Danes upset Syracuse last night.
Nice.
Yeah. He was talking about it's different now where it is because they don't expect every game to go in. They pulled the upset last night, but we're still at that point. We don't go into a game thinking we're going to get beat. I've been at other institutions where if you can keep it close in a loss, that's a great result. Not here. We expect to win, and so that's the emphasis.
Coach, good luck, safe travels. We'll be keeping up with you guys all day long Saturday. Stay tuned to social media as well. We'll have updates throughout the afternoon on Saturday with men's soccer traveling to AUM. We're going to take a break. We'll come back with head women's soccer coach Chris Kouns right here on Grizzlies Live at Newk Eatery on the Grizzly Digital Network.
Hello, I'm Dr. Darren Wilson, Director of Athletics at Georgia Gwinnett College. Here at Grizzly Athletics, we pride ourselves in our 5 core values: service, leadership, sportsmanship, responsibility, and the pursuit of excellence. Our mission is to develop lifelong leaders of character through academic and athletic excellence. We hope you're enjoying today's broadcast, and we thank you for your support of our program. Go Grizzlies!
To watch more videos from the Grizzly Digital Network, head over to grizzlyathletics.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Darren Wilson, Director of Athletics at Georgia Gwinnett College. While you're watching today's broadcast, I wanted to highlight the academic accomplishments of our players who stand out in the classroom. Academic success is a vital part of the experience at GGC, and for our students who earn a 3.0 or higher semester GPA, they have their name added to the AD's honor roll. With team GPAs as high as 3.7, we've had excellent performance to date and over 50 athletes per semester earning AD honor roll distinction. So while you're enjoying the athletic feats of our players today, know that your Grizzlies are doing us proud in the classroom as well.
Check out Grizzly Athletics Performance on Twitter at @GGC_strength ATC.
Here we go. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here to Grizzlies Live in Newk City. We're joined now by head women's soccer coach Chris Kouns. Coach, how we doing?
Living the dream.
What we got for lunch back there today?
Black and blue salad, highly recommended from Newk's.
And a little tease here is Newk's has some new soups we're going to talk about later in the show.
Ooh,
So if
I
you
like
haven't
that.
experienced some of the soups, check that out. Coach, I know things are tough right now for the Grizzlies, trying to find some positive momentum going on this season. What's some of the tougher challenges you're facing right now in this part of the season?
I mean, the toughest part of the challenge is that I made a schedule that was way too hard. That's honestly
I like
what
that
we
we can
got.
laugh about it now.
At this point in the season, you have to look back and say, I didn't realize that they would be quite that good. I didn't realize. And to my kids' credit, they just keep battling, they just keep fighting. And what we need to do is get a little bit healthy because it's taken its toll on us. And that's really where we are when you just keep coming up against that level of competition again and again and again. And I think you mentioned it in the last broadcast that, our opponent's winning percentage is almost at 600.
Yeah.
And it has definitely made it a challenge. That said, I think that we still are in a good place for where we want to be at the end of October, November, because ultimately that's what matters.
Yeah, absolutely. I love the attitude. Love the focus and determination too. Maybe over the 5-game stretch and maybe more recently, you've seen some adversity. What have you learned about your team maybe this past week of practice?
I think that what we're discovering is that we still, as we begin to develop a true identity as a program, we still are at a place where we need to find more from within ourselves. When we do face adversity, we haven't been able to come at it quite hard enough. And I think that this week in practice, that's been our focus, is creating adversity on a daily basis in training so that when we see it on Saturday, we're going to be ready.
And so Saturday, a big showdown for the Grizzlies at home, under the lights, 7 p.m. versus Faulkner. Looking forward to that contest. But for today, and you can dodge the question like Coach DeCou did beautifully there. And again, small sample size, but can we hand out some mid-season report cards here?
You can try. I can't promise what kind of things you're going to get. But.
All right. Let's start with maybe one that doesn't have a good grade, but our defense. Is that an area we can improve on?
I think that in terms of our defensive presence and mindset, that is something that we are working on very diligently this week in training. And I think that our grade by the end of the season will be much higher than it would be today.
I like it. We'll use Coach DeCou's incomplete. We'll go an I right there. Okay. How about ability to create scoring chances?
I think, honestly, our scoring chances would have to be an A up until this point. Every single game we managed to hit the post at least 2 times. Every single game we managed to get at least 2 or 3 breakaways. So it's not for lack of creating chances that we have been a little bit difficult. But so I think that in terms of that, we've done pretty well for ourselves.
So an A in creating chances, but what about finishing those chances?
Finishing the chances, I think that again is an area that we're crushing for the exam. And, part of it is that you're playing against the number 2 team in the country, the number 7 team in the country, the number 5 team in the country.
Yeah.
And soccer isn't one of those sports where you just score because you're good.
Sure.
And so I think that you can't give a grade on that because you have to take into account the fact that Kaiser's 12-0 and has only allowed 3 goals this year.
Wow, pretty remarkable stuff. All right, now let's get some higher grades on. What about their toughness?
I think toughness-wise, especially we've got some kids who have been putting in just huge efforts. Nikki LaFave is definitely way up there at an A. I think that Tiffany Rodriguez is up there. I think Ana Gonzalez has been up there. Even, we've got Sam Buchanan, who has played now the last 3 games with a torn quad muscle. And to have a torn quad and be able to play soccer is pretty impressive.
Strength of schedule.
Yeah, I'm going to give that right now, for me, about an F because I didn't do very well with it. But statistically speaking, no. I mean, that we've really tested the kids. And I think that ultimately, I've got a lot of coaches that I've talked to who are like, man, I can't believe you put your kids through that. And I'm like, I can't either. But everyone admits that if we come out on the other end like we're capable of doing, we're going to put ourselves in a good position for the national tournament.
Absolutely.
And ultimately, winning the AII championship and making the national tournament and hopefully making it to Orange Beach is what it's all about.
Absolutely. And then last one, the ability to play at home.
I think that we enjoy being in that environment. And I think that any time you get to play in the friendly confines of Fortress Grizzly, it's a good place to play. And I think that we're just lucky to have that kind of facility. We're lucky to have this kind of support. And, playing at home is always an A.
B plus, A minus?
It's always an A.
Always an A. Well, we look to improve on that A, maybe an A plus.
I could do with an A plus.
This Saturday versus Faulkner, and a little trivia. You know me, I like trivia.
Yeah.
You know how many program wins we have? Have you followed this a little bit?
I have heard that this would be 50.
Yeah, we're looking for 50. We got 49 program wins in the 4+ seasons we've been playing soccer. and looking for the Big 5-0 on Saturday. Coach, no pressure.
No pressure. I mean, all I know is that Brad Stromdahl gets 50 wins a year.
I know.
So for me to get us up to 50 wins as a program, that's just, we do what we can.
Well, Coach, thank you so much for dropping by the show.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
We're looking forward to Saturday. We really are. We're gonna will our way to victory on the GDN.
I appreciate it.
And we look forward to you guys doing it too. We can't do it by ourselves. We're going to need you guys on the other side of that camera. 6:45 on Saturday. Tune in for the Grizzlies versus the Lady Eagles of Falk. We're going to take a quick break. And speaking of Brad Stromdahl and 50 wins, we'll have him next right here on Grizzlies Live in Newk, Eatery on the Grizzly Digital Network. It's time to gear up, Grizzly fans. Right now, you can find all the latest Grizzly gear to support your team by visiting the Georgia Gwinnett College official bookstore inside the Student Center. Or simply shop online anytime, anywhere by visiting ggc.bncollege.com. From hats and t-shirts to jackets and one-of-a-kind collectibles, you can find it all with the official GGC bookstore. Plus, on game day, be sure to swing by the merchandise table at the stadium. So pick up your favorite item today and show your Grizzly spirit. Go Grizzlies!
For further details about Grizzly Athletics performance, head over to grizzlyathletics.com.
Hi Grizzly fans, this is Ned Colgrove, Assistant Athletics Director for External Operations. Right now is the time for you to join us inside the Grizzly Club. Your tax-deductible contributions will go towards scholarship opportunities, travel expenses, championships, and student-athlete development. Plus, you'll have exclusive offers for game tickets and inside events. Your support truly makes the difference as we develop lifelong leaders of character through academic and athletic excellence. Join the Grizzly Club today. Go Grizzlies!
Thank you for calling the NAIA Eligibility Center.
For additional information about GGC compliance and the NAIA, type in grizzlyathletics.com. The Georgia Gwinnett Grizzlies compete in the heart of Gwinnett County in Metro Atlanta. The Grizzlies currently field 6 teams and compete at the state-of-the-art Grizzly Athletics Complex. Georgia Gwinnett College is transforming higher education. As you plan your next trip to see the Grizzlies, log on to grizzlyathletics.com and select the Visitor's Guide. From driving directions to local points of interest and a listing of our proud sponsors, log on to grizzlyathletics.com. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here to Grizzlies Live in Newk City. We're joined now by head baseball coach Brad Stromdahl. Coach, how are we doing?
Good, man.
They like you here.
Nice. That's great. I love it.
Would you like to, Coach DeCou and Coach Kouns filled out a fall report card. Would you like to do that for baseball?
Sure, absolutely.
What do the Grizzlies look like on the field right now?
Oh, we're terrible. We're terrible right now. But that's okay. It's early and we got a whole bunch of new guys.
We'll talk about a lot of those new guys here, but describe why the fall season is so important, because most of the fans don't check in with you guys until end of January, early February. We bring you on the show here today because this is where a lot of the work gets done.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's really been a great fall so far for us. We got so many new guys, and that's why I say it's terrible right now, because the expectations have been, we've always had a really good core group of guys that have been coming back from previous years, and so this year it really remains kind of unseen and unknown because we got guys playing different positions. We're still trying to figure out lineup, best pitching rotation, and really just learning the system, learning how to play the game the way that we've been playing the game for so long. And but it's fun. It's almost like it's a total flip on its head from the previous couple of years because we get to coach again. We get to get in the nitty gritty of the little nuances of double cuts and relays and pitch selection and catching. It just for the whole gamut is totally new, and it's relatively refreshing to be able to go and do that again because that's what we do. We're coaches, and I think that the passion to actually coach is there, and so we've been in previous years coaching a lot of approach and mental part of it. We have to kind of back all that up to make sure that we can get to approach again, and so that's what this fall is all about.
Yeah, very cool, very cool. You talked about new faces. You got 18 Grizzlies that have moved on from last year's roster. But I got to looking at the roster for this year. There's some big-time impact players that are returning.
Yeah.
Nikolai Uric, Brady Hamilton, Marcus McCorkle, Trevor Bradley. Is this really a Brady Shop, a reloading year or a rebuilding year?
You know, it's a little bit of both, I think. You know, you'd like to think that the guys that are coming back that had a meaningful impact the last year or previous years will be able to kind of take the reins, if you will, of the guys to the new guys to kind of catch them up to speed with everything. But it's really a great group of kids. It's not a big group of guys because they're kind of all over the map. You know, we have a shortstop, we have a catcher, you know, Timmerman returns in the outfield, but everybody else is new out there. We're not sure if Brady's going to play first or left. From a pitching staff, yeah, we have a couple guys, Tyler Soros, Nikolai, but for the most part, like the guys that are going to do the meaningful stuff, those guys are the solidification of the foundation of our program, and so we need the other guys to kind of catch up to speed. So it's great to have those guys, but it's also, you know, trying to learn and grow the new ones.
You mentioned the foundation of the program. Chris Kouns queued you up beautifully there.
Yeah.
50 wins every season. Is that the new norm, the new foundation for baseball?
No, I mean, it's to win 40 games in the college baseball season is something very, very special, and you know, it's a testament to the players that we've had here in the past. For the last 3 years, we've been able to win 50 games, and you know, it's something that we don't really think about. It's good for you on the radio and the seventh inning of a boring game, but you know, for us, it's just something that is. You look back at past seasons and talk about 50 wins, but it's nothing that we need to focus on. Or we just need to go out there and go down to Kaiser opening weekend and try to win the first game.
Yeah, I love it. Schedule up on our website too. You guys can check that out, grizzlyathletics.com. Get to know some of the new Grizzlies in the process. Speaking of process, there's some Grizzlies that are looking to start a new process potentially next week for Scout Day. Why is Scout Day so important? And again, we've had 2 more Grizzlies added to the Major League Baseball draft with Will Solomon and Josh Merrigan this past summer. Talk to me about how Scout Day starts and then finishes on Draft Day.
Yeah, Scout Day it's a great day. It's really to showcase our team, and really they come in to look at the pitchers first and foremost, because from a scout standpoint, they'll come in early in January when our arms just aren't where they need to be, and they'll be able to see the position guys and the follow, who ran fast, who hit some home runs, who plays really good defense, who has a good arm. It's really just the kind of the litmus to say, okay, we'll go back and watch those guys in the spring. And so you know, scouts will come in early January, February. Once Division I starts, they'll kind of do their track with the Division I teams that are in the local area, and then they'll come back to us at the end of the season, kind of follow in numbers. And so it's a great way for us to be able to showcase our skills and to kind of get some names on their little notepads that they take, and video in their little video collection, and then, you know, hopefully we can continue to grow on that throughout the course of the season. 6
Grizzlies have been drafted now in total, adding the 2 previous Solomon and Merrigan from last year. How did their summer?
6 or 8?
Is it 8?
I think it's 8. That's okay.
8.
It's 8, and then we got 2 other guys that play independent baseball.
Well, there you go.
Davis, and so it's 10 total playing for money.
I can't keep track of them all now. There's so many of them. What have you talked to those 2 guys recently, Josh or Will? How'd their summer go? What's the last time you talked to them?
Yeah, no, actually everybody comes back. Tyler Carpenter finished in AA. Christian Turnipseed finished. Actually, he was on the cusp of going to AA. If there was an injury, there just wasn't an injury with Baltimore. But Will has come back, and Josh has come back, and they say we want to come back to college. It's a great thing to go play professional baseball, and it's an unbelievably great honor to be able to go. But it's a grind, you know.
Yeah.
It's something where they don't understand it. Nobody understands it until you're playing every single day, the entire 6 months, and you're like, I am so tired physically, mentally, emotionally, that college was awesome. So they all come back and kind of say the same thing, and they've all come back, and that's the great thing about us with these guys going off. They all come back and they say, hey, these are my experiences. This is what we were working on. This is what we're trying to do. To us coaches and also to the players, and they're all boys on the team. So it's just great to have everybody come back. We have a unbelievably great alumni base, and I think that we'll continue to have great alumni throughout the course of our tenure.
Coach, we're excited to hope to see him soon. I'm sure they'll be opening up the weight room with James Williams about every morning and getting ready for next season, right?
Absolutely. They want that.
We look forward to those guys. Coach, thanks for dropping by again here. We're going to take a break. We'll come back, put a nice little bow on this show. You're watching Grizzlies Live at Newk Eatery on the Grizzly Digital Network.
To see more about the Grizzly Athletics Complex, go to grizzlyathletics.com.
Hello, I'm James Williams, head athletic trainer for the Georgia Gwinnett Grizzlies. Thanks to our friends at Gwinnett Medical Center, your Grizzlies receive first-class, quality health care right here in Gwinnett County. With daily hands-on recovery and state-of-the-art training facilities, the Grizzlies spend more time on the field than they do on the bench. So get in the game, Grizzlies, with Gwinnett Medical Center in Duluth and in Lawrenceville.
Hi Grizzly fans, this is Ned Colgrove, Assistant Athletics Director for External Operations. If you're looking to align your business with our Championship Athletics program, take a look at our excellent corporate sponsorship packages. From signage around our beautiful facility to in-game and digital placement, your tax-deductible support of our program will help offer a championship experience for every student athlete. Plus, connect your brand to our growing fan base. You can find out more by checking out the corporate sponsorship brochure on grizzlyathletics.com or calling me directly at 678-407-5241. Go Grizzlies!
Hello, I'm Dr. Darren Wilson, Director of Athletics at Georgia Gwinnett College. Here at Grizzly Athletics, we pride ourselves in our 5 core values: service, leadership, sportsmanship, responsibility, and the pursuit of excellence. Our mission is to develop lifelong leaders of character through academic and athletic excellence. We hope you're enjoying today's broadcast, and we thank you for your support of our program. Go Grizzlies!
To watch more videos from the Grizzly Digital Network, head over to grizzlyathletics.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Darren Wilson, Director of Athletics at Georgia Gwinnett College. While you're watching today's broadcast, I wanted to highlight the academic accomplishments of our players who stand out in the classroom. Academic success is a vital part of the experience at GGC, and for our students who earn a 3.0 or higher semester GPA, they have their name added to the AD's honor roll. With team GPAs as high as 3.7, we've had excellent performance to date and over 50 athletes per semester earning AD honor roll distinction. So while you're enjoying the athletic feats of our players today, know that your Grizzlies are doing us proud in the classroom as well.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here to Grizzlies Live at Newk Eatery. Is big thanks to our head coaches to be on the show. It's a really busy time of the year for them, and so for especially Coach Stromdahl, it seems like the off season, but they're extremely busy this time of the year, getting practice plans ready, and he's literally headed straight to practice right now, as well as Coach DeCou and Coach Kouns as well. So big thanks to them for being on the show. Big thanks to the great folks here at Newk's Eatery in Lawrenceville. They've just released their brand new soup schedule for the month, and fans are going to want to come by here and check out the fire roasted tomato and the Newk signature beef chili soup. We're going to feature a new soup each and every week here on Grizzlies Live, so for the time being, come in, check that menu out. It'll be well worth your time as the temperature starts to cool off here and it feels a little bit like fall. You guys are going to, Colin likes some soup, so he's going to enjoy some soup after the show. Fans, stay tuned to Twitter. Both Grizzly Athletics and the Grizzly Digital Network, we're going to tweet the Grizzly trivia question here in just a moment. The first person to apply with the correct answer will win one of our classic Grizzly prize pack right here. So be sure to log on to Twitter and give us the right answer to today's trivia question. All right, here we got men's soccer. They're going to AUM, Auburn Montgomery in Montgomery, Alabama, this Saturday at 8 o'clock kickoff. Be sure to stay tuned to grizzlyathletics.com for the latest information as well as some updates throughout the course of the broadcast. For our dedicated Grizzly fans, you're going to want to tune into Grizzlies women's soccer on Saturday night at 7 o'clock kickoff, and we'll have updates for you live on air of the men's game from Montgomery on the Grizzly Digital Network. But for our Grizzly women's soccer fans, be sure to tune in 6:45 for the pregame show this Saturday night under the lights versus Faulkner's. Chris Kouns and company trying to turn things around. Crew, how we doing? We hung in there today. They're excited. We had some technical difficulties, so we weren't able to get out live, but we're able to get this to you on demand, which is where most of you guys watch anyway. So hope you enjoyed the show. Hope you enjoy your Wednesday, and we'll see you guys Saturday night under the lights in Lawrenceville. I'm Matt Mahoney signing off saying so long, everybody. This is the Grizzly Digital Network.
We'd like to thank our corporate sponsors for making today's broadcast possible. For the most recent information, log on to grizzlyathletics.com.